Hi guys, in this video I'm going to show you some easy, simple steps of how you can apply your powder bronzer so that you can look like a sun-kissed goddess. Hi guys, my name is Ange and welcome so much to my channel. I like to upload beauty and lifestyle videos aimed at the more mature girl because I just think we can all still be fabulous over 50. If that sounds like you, please consider subscribing to my channel by clicking on the subscribe button down below if you would like to see more videos from me. Now in this video I'm going to add to my quick makeup tip series, and today we're going to address bronzer, and particularly powder bronzer. I'll leave a link here to the video I did prior to this, which was on how to contour, and I'll also leave links down below to that video as well as the other videos on my quick makeup tips. So I'm going to show you some simple, easy tricks on how to apply your powder bronzer along with the tools or brushes that you can use, and I'm going to give you a sneak peek of the huge collection of bronzers that I have. Now I am very much a palette lover. I love buying palettes that have multiple products in them. So I have this NARS palette which comes with bronzers and highlighters, and that tends to be the theme when you are looking at bronzers. They're all aimed at the face cheek sort of combo. This has got a small bronzer in the top here along with blush and highlighters, and this is the BECCA Chrissy Teigen. Of course I've got my Hourglass palettes, the Khloe and Malika palettes, one of my favourite face palettes, the Cali contour. Absolutely love this palette. And then a beautiful palette, especially for mature women, is this one from Tilbury, and it's the Bronze and Glow, the Filmstar Bronze and Glow, and it has a bronzer and highlighter, and the highlighter in here is just gorgeous and fantastic for mature girls, but this combination is a winner. Then I do have the odd singles. I have this Anastasia one in Rich Amber, which is just a little tad too dark for me, but it does come in handy in the height of summer. And another favourite is the Hourglass Luminous Bronze Light. And of course my daily bronzer that I wear on the daily, and I just reach for this every day, is my Marc Jacobs Omega Bronze Tantastic. So it's not, I also have a little palette that I depotted some bits and pieces, so I've got quite a few different bronzers in here as well that I reach for a lot. So I do have a lot of bronzers. Yes, I have a problem with buying way too much makeup, but I really enjoy it. Now the brushes that I would recommend for doing your bronzer, I have three styles here. Number one is a favourite of mine, is the Sonia G Sculpt 2. I love this brush, but it's very, very pricey. I personally do want to get another one because this is perfect for contour, and it's also wonderful for bronzing because you can get that precision at the top of your cheek, but then it blends out ever so beautifully. Natural hair brush, it's just divine. But you do not need to spend this money on a brush for your bronzer. An affordable brush that I really enjoy for bronzing is this one by EcoTools. Now I will leave links down below to as many products as I can, but this is actually a powder brush by EcoTools. It's beautifully soft. Why I like it is that it's got a decent amount of width and bristles to it, but it comes to a point. As I said, beautifully soft. And what I like about the point is, even though it's a big brush, you can get precision on where you are applying your bronzer, and then because of the fluffiness, it's wonderful to blend out. An affordable brush, great. Now another great brush that I like for bronzing is this Morphe R2. Now this is my cheap girls version of what everyone really loves and covets, which is the Tom Ford bronzer brush. It is a very similar shape to this. It is bigger, but it has that shape where it fans out, but it is narrow. It's not as wide as the big fluffy brush. So you can get good precision but blendability with this shape of brush. What I like about the shape of brush is that you can find it in lots of different brands of brushes, so it is easily accessible at different price ranges, right from the Tom Ford down to the Morphe one. So guys, without further ado, I'm going to take my bronzer and I'm going to show you how I apply my bronzer on a daily basis. Okay, so I'm going to go in with my everyday bronzer, which is the Marc Jacobs Omega Bronze Tantastic, and I'm going to use one of my more affordable brushes, the Morphe R2 brush, because you can find this shape of brush at any store, whether it be drugstore or a more affordable brush line, right through to higher end. The Marc Jacobs bronzer brush, which I don't have, which is highly coveted, is a very similar shape. It's just bigger, but this is the shape of brush that you can get at every price point. So I'm going to tap my brush in the bronzer, and when we've done contour, we've gone from the top of our ear down to the corner of our mouth. Okay, so what we're wanting to do is stay in that region. We don't want to come down on our cheek, for the same reason you don't want to bring your contour down. If you bring this all down, you can start to look muddy, and it takes away the definition and the whole purpose of contouring or bronzing. Now, we are only bronzing today. I've got a clean slate of just foundation and powder, and we are going to bronze to add some more dimension to our face. Now, the whole purpose of bronzing is to give us that sun-kissed look, as if the sun has hit us and just given us a sun-kissed look. So if we bring it too far down, we don't get that dimension to our face. So after tapping the brush in, we're staying up in the region similarly to where we would put contour, but we're keeping it up a little bit higher. So I am going to add that to the top of my cheek. And with a big fluffy brush, the good thing about it is no harsh lines. You can just blend that out so it's not any harsh lines at all. Now, there is a very basic rule of thumb for bronzing, and that is the shape of the letter 3. So that would be starting in the middle of our forehead, sweeping round, coming down on our cheek and down under our jaw. Now, I'm basically doing that concept. I don't like that for my round face, but I do use the same concept. So after we've bronzed the top of our cheek, and you can see just the difference in the dimension from this side to the unbronzed side. Very flat, no shadows, no dimension at all, to a little bit of interest in the face where we've added the bronzer. Now, why I don't like doing the letter 3 is that you would load up your brush and plonk it in the middle of your forehead. I don't want the bulk of my colour in the middle of my forehead. I concentrate more on my temple, blending softly to the middle of my face. I don't want a helmet head of bronzer, so I don't want a line. I want it to be sort of gently shaped like that, as if the sun would have kissed my face. So I start at the temple, blending into my hairline, and then softly, my hair's not going to play friendly today, so at the temple, blending into the hairline and then softly into the middle of my forehead so that the shape is more around here like that, like a teardrop, rather than straight across like that. Now if I did the 3, I'd have the bulk of my colour here before it blended out. So I like starting there, blending in and blending it into your hairline so that it is all smooth and connected. So once again, a bit of dimension, I'm leaning forward for the light, a bit of dimension on this side as opposed to flat on this side. Now if you're wanting to, I sort of struggle a little bit because I have such a short neck and don't appear to have a neck, that you can take it under your jawline, and if you are wearing an open neck top you can drag it down just to blend that in. So there's the bronzed side with the dimension and the flat unbronzed side. So I hope that makes that very easy to see how simple just a little bit of colour can add some interest to your face. Up round the top, blending it in. So starting at the temple, blending it in softly, and then sort of softly connecting that up. And then just a little bit under the jawline if you so wish. And that is how easy it can be to apply your powder bronzer. Now just a wee tip that I want to go over with you. Now I have already got my bronzer, blush and highlighter on, but I want to show you what to do if you do happen to drag it down. Now when you are applying your bronzer, you're wanting to keep it up high. You don't want to bring it down, because if you bring it down you lose that definition to your face, you lose that sort of contoured look, because you can use your bronzer in place of a contour as well, but you don't want to bring it down because you'll lose all that definition in your face. Now if you do accidentally come down lower, I've got a wee tip for you. Now I'm going back and using a damp beauty blender. It's the one I used to apply my foundation today, and I'm taking some loose setting powder, which is the Kat Von D Lock-It powder. I'm taking the pointy end of my sponge, and what we're going to do is a little bit of a bake. And I'm going to take this from the middle of my ear, not the top, not the bottom, but the middle of my ear, and I'm going to swipe that down to the corner of my mouth. Just like that. And if you wanted to, let's bronze our nose a little bit, because I haven't done that. If you're wanting to bronze your nose, I would go in with a small brush like this. This is why I love this brush. And I can just go down the sides of my nose really, really quickly, just to add, because the sun's always going to hit your nose. So it's nice to add a little bit of colour to your nose. You don't have to add a lot, but it is nice to add a little bit of bronzer to your nose, because if you were to be hit by the sun, your nose would definitely be sun-kissed. If you're wanting to tidy that up as well using your sponge, taking it into the powder, you can tap it in just gently down the side of your nose like so. Let it sit for around 30 seconds. Taking a big fluffy powder brush, and mine is the Morphe E41, and then you just sweep it away, brushing upwards, and then it just cleans up that area under your cheek. So if you have happened to go below the lines of the middle of your ear and dragged it down a little bit, that is a really simple way to clean up that area. Now just sweep away my nose, and we're done. Please let me know down in the comments below if you found those tips helpful and you think you may be able to have more confidence in applying your bronzer. I'd love to hear your feedback. I'd also like to know if there are any other tips that you would love to see from me on applying makeup, and I will try my very best to do a video for you. If you're wanting to see any other videos from me, guys, please tap or click the link here. And if you're wanting to see the series on my quick makeup tips, please click on this link here. I hope you have all had a beautiful and a wonderful day, and that you learned something today. And I look forward to seeing you next time. See you later, guys. Bye.